Are we on?
Yes.
Neat. Alright guys, we're back with Blue. Blue is neat. It's also really expensive. Sucks to be a Deramos player.
Me.
First card, Rin, Trancing Pulse. So Trancing Pulse is their new little, their debut solo for their secret little club, Triad Primus, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So this card is splashable into most blue builds. If there are 2 or fewer climaxes in your waiting room, this gets -1 level in hand, so one of the better advanced summon conditions. If this is front row center, for each of your other music characters, this gains 500, and your opponent cannot play events or backups during battles involving
okay.
this.
Yeah. So it goes up to 11k.
11k. Yep.
Yeah.
And when this is placed from hand to stage, put the top card of your deck in, top card of your clock in the waiting room.
Put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. I have made that typo before on a card of the day.
Good card.
That's
Early
a
play
non-end
healer
ball.
that goes to 11k, and also will probably not lose a fight in the center if you have supports and, you know, attacking. Because your opponents can't back up. Good card.
It's good. I don't know about $35 good.
Oh, it's definitely not. Let's put it in perspective. Cards that never reach $35. Yummy.
America was only $29.80 at its peak.
Exactly. Marika.
Yeah, this is good.
Cards that did reach $35.
This is good.
Card
It's
is
not-
good.
It's just stupid BSR and the stupid ratio things. Oh my god.
That's what I reckon. It's just the ratios.
Yep. Anyways, this card is good. It's not like $35 good. It's not even 4 of good. It's just like good card.
It's just good.
No problems. It's actually like boring and there's not a lot to talk about.
I'll tell you one thing it's good at. It's good at killing Wallen. Yeah,
also good at getting
Conte
Randall.
also had like 6 RR plus.
It's also good at getting Randall here, apparently a
Alright,
sign card.
so next card is another Trancing Pulse.
This one is now.
Oh, my turn. All right, here we go.
Have fun.
So this the bay right here. So
Oh my god.
So if your front row center slot character is named either Rin, Now, or Karen, he gets plus 1,000 power on both players' turns, and has Brainstorm, pay 1, tap 2, mill 5, as opposed to the normal 4, because you're looking for one of 2 climaxes, either Trancing Pulse or Triad Primus. And for each one of those climaxes that you mill off the effect, you get to search your deck for a music character.
I mean, functionally, if you're playing this deck, you're gonna have 8 total of both of these climaxes. So you're gonna have 4 and 4. So you're basically just getting to mill an extra card
Yep.
for no additional cost.
And
the front center slot plus 1k is pretty sweet too.
It being rest 2 really doesn't mean much for this in the context of the deck, because your other back row is going to be a 1/1 Karen. Ideally, is going to be 1/1 Karen all the time. So.
Anyways, this card is solid.
I'm gonna be right back, guys. You go on.
Pretty solid card. I think it gets like playable plus. I don't think it's like good. It's not a draw to the deck per se, but it's just like I will give it good. It just does like it does everything you want like a back row card to do. It can plus you on hand. It has a really good brainstorm profile, and then the additional support benefit, even if it's a little bit restrictive, it won't be restrictive because you built your deck properly, I hope.
Then why would you? Yeah, I put this is good then. Yeah.
It gets good.
Yeah, this is good. Also because of the bushy brows.
I cannot give it any rating other than, like, you know,
The
now
time is
out of 10.
You get good out of 10, I'm sorry. So this one is like go to jail, right? You go to jail for this one?
This is the AKB, and that's the only reason why the sign is $200.
AKB, what?
Her VA is ex AKB.
Anyways, Arisu Project Crone. Yeah. When this is placed from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a music character, put it in your hand, and then discard a card. Pretty good effect. You may also discard a music character when this is placed from hand to stage to draw a card. So,
And you can do those in either order.
Yeah, you're getting some really free hand fixing here.
good stuff. This one, good. Oh my god.
This is
Yeah,
definitely worth
like-
a double R rating.
And like, let's say on your first one, you top check a climax. No problem. Just
Draw the Climax.
Draw the Climax.
Or brainstorm.
Or you can brainstorm, yeah.
I feel like most of the time I'm using
oh yeah, go on.
I feel like most of the time I'm using this effect, I want to use the discard first. Because it lets me draw, and if I do end up top checking a Climax, I can use that to brainstorm.
Also, I found that Also, I found that with this card, it makes the heal a bit more relevant now, since it's easier to draw into now.
Yeah.
Like with heal counter. So I feel like that's also a thing worth pointing out if you're thinking about running
extra draw power is really nice.
Yeah, the doggy event in your Cinderella goes, because this card makes it actually pretty relevant now, since you can actually like save them up.
I think the card is good. I think most of the time I want to be using it in the opposite order the effects are listed, but either order is fine depending on what circumstance you're in. It's just like by top checking second, it lets you brainstorm out a Climax if it was a Climax.
Now that you've actually like brought that up, like I'll keep that in mind.
What? Who? Me?
No.
The ordering, you can order the effects however you want. It's just that seems more effective. I mean, what was the card that I do that with a lot?
What? The Fumio.
I don't play that set. Oh, it was with it's a little bit different. It's with the index 0035, where I almost always mill first then top check.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't really care if I mill a Climax. I just want to make sure I know what I'm about to trigger most of the time, more often, right? Unless I desperately need this card to stand, in which case I'll check first and then I'll hit a Climax on the second card anyways.
Feels bad, man.
It feels bad, man. Anyways, moving forward.
Yeah. Like I can't give that card anything but a good rating because it's like top tier.
It's fantastic. That card is honestly in blue. I would run 3 minimum. I can't see why you wouldn't even just max out on it. That card just does everything.
Well, there is a lot of other very good utility level heroes. So
is it better than that?
Akatsuki?
4 of that too.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, if you're playing
4 and 4, got there.
4, yeah.
Anyways, this is a Kaede, important place. Something sexual innuendo. If you have 2 or fewer cards in stock, this gains 1500. Shut at you. If you have 2 or fewer cards in stock, this gains 1500 power. At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may move this to a vacant front row center slot. So that means you may move it to the empty slot in the center of your front row. So it's the Shitoge runner.
This is Chitoge, but it's not a suicider. Instead, it's big.
It's less good than Shitoge as a result. This card is fine. It's not double R rating good. It's playable.
Chitoge is double R rating good. Let's be real.
And it wasn't double R, so.
And it wasn't, yeah.
This card gets a playable rating.
Yeah, it's playable, but like honestly, I'd rather play Uzuki over this. Not just because she's Uzuki, but just because I feel like the mill 2 effect is more relevant, and she has more freedom of moving around. Well, like if your opponent has a full board, yeah.
Yeah, it's just being able to run anywhere is like such a huge advantage, and at least for Shitoge, the offset of like your opponent just committing 2 characters to the board was offset by the fact that you would always win that fight, or tie, I guess, because it was a bomb. But anyways, next up is Karen, Trancing Pulse, and it's Karen, but whatever. That's how much I care about my Japanese pronunciations. All your other Rin Trancing Pulse gain plus 1,000 power, so it's a 1/1 global 1k to Rin Trancing Pulse. If you have another now Trancing Pulse, all your music characters gain X power, where X is the 500 times the level of that character, so it also becomes a level assist. And when the Climax is placed in your Climax zone, if you have a music character, you may choose one of your other characters, and that character gains the following ability. When the battle opponent of this becomes reversed, you may search your library for up to 1 music character, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Then shuffle your library. I think this card is fantastic.
Good card.
The card is really, really good, and like realistically, it should be given in pretty much a lot of these cards should be given like a niche rating just by
principle they're niche
the nature
cards.
Of the set.
On principle, they're niche cards.
The card in the context of its deck is insanely good. This plus the Brainstorm is the reason that you have center slot Rin at 14/5 on both players' turns. Yeah,
so this bumps the Rin, the 3/2 Rin, and then the 0/0 Brainstorm. So you want both of those. And this being a 1/1 level support and a pump to that specific card, more importantly, but it's also a way to like leverage your back row slots into advantage in your front row. which is really cool. Really good effect.
Really good.
Yeah, really good. It gets a good rating from me. Or I guess it's technically niche.
It's technically niche, but I'm gonna put good.
It's technically niche. But I gave good to the Brainstorm. I gave good to the Brainstorm, and I think in the context of blue, this might be the best deck to be playing in blue anyways. So, in that sense, I'm going to give it the good rating.
Having played like 3 different blue decks in the 2 days that I've had this set, I can pretty much confirm that this deck is pretty bonkers.
Yeah, this deck is bonkers. I played against it. Oh my goodness.
I think this is probably the deck you want to be in blue.
I will say this though. This card alone, like,
seems underwhelming.
It's yeah. Like,
and by underwhelming, I mean
in the
bad.
In the context of the Climax that you play it with, it's
Triad
really,
Primus is
really
which Climax?
It's the stock soul, but it's not because it's a stock soul that it's ridiculous.
It's one of the pieces for that whole combo. So
we'll get there.
Yeah. So like this card it gets a good rating for me, because I think this is probably gonna be the best deck in blue. I don't know if there's anything else to say about that, so we're gonna move on to 85. And this is an assist. It's a Ronko. I heard she is otaku. Or not otaku, Chuni.
She's Chunibyo. I have been playing this. I've been playing a new deck with this card all day, and I am loving it.
Anyways, it is Ronko to an even higher place. I believe they meant edgier place.
She's 14.
Does it actually do?
Anyways,
so
assist 500.
Assist in front 500, and then up to 3 times per turn. When you play a character from your waiting room to the stage, you give it plus 500 power. So that is another heart of the card typo.
Oh my god, please.
And you give that character hand encore until the end of the turn. So the card is designed to be used. The card is designed to be used with the white and black angels from the first set.
Okay.
Which change back and forth between each other depending on whose turn it is. On your turn, the white one changes into the black angel, which when it gets played from waiting room gets plus 2,500 power, and now it's going to get another 500 and hand encore. And then at the start of your opponent's draw step, you change the black one back into the white one from your waiting room, at which point it also gains 2,500 power and then gains 500 power and hand on.
Yeah, okay. It's just a shitstorm of changes.
So it's basically just supporting an older archetype. In that case, this card is niche.
It is super fun though, and costless 1/0 9Ks with hand on core are pretty dumb.
They've actually got 2 soul.
Yep. I do think this card still gets the niche rating, just because it is designed to support.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, like there's no way that you play there's literally no other way to get use out of this, because there's literally only one change effect in all of Cinderella Girls, both sets, and that is the Ronko. And then
forgotten the Minami or Anastasia or whoever, the level 3 which pulls a card from waiting room.
Yeah, that one too.
Oh yeah, that one too. But like that one's more relevant with the 3/2 Minami than this.
All right, so moving to the next card, it is Akatsuki, sort of.
Oh, that's a card.
Except a little bit different.
Should have discarded as part of the cost.
There is no discard. No. It's only if you add a card to your hand, you have to discard. So it's.
I know. That's why I should have discarded as part of the cost.
Yep. So normally from the Akatsuki, the odds of you missing is approximately like.
One in never.
Pretty much never. I mean, you could get really unlucky and like get 4 climaxes and then scoop, but this one's functionally the same. You get to look at the top 4 of your deck and put a climax from the top 4 and put it into your hand. And then, if you do that, discard a card. The reason why they've reversed the order like that is because it's more likely that you miss on a climax than you would on a regular Akatsuki. The downside is that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, basically.
Let's just all agree the card is really good.
Yeah, this is absurd, because it just suddenly makes all your climax combos. Like, sometimes you're running a level 1 climax combo, and you just didn't get the climax. Well, fuck you. This set will have that climax, because this card exists.
And if you really miss it, then, like, just play a Yuki.
If you really miss it with this deck, I'm just wondering what happened. Because in the worst case, this is still a mill 4, and a mill 4 is fine. Right?
And it's free. A free mill 4.
It's a free mill 4. And like,
I assume the ban list for Deramas, if it ever happens, will include this and the 3/2 Rin. Just saying. Just calling it now.
This card is good and gets the
free
meta
mill,
rating.
free mill up to 4. Because you choose up to 4 cards from the top of your deck.
This card gets the good and the meta rating because this is probably going to be like it. I think you just run a 4 of in every deck.
The funny thing about this card was that when the prices went up on Yute, I saw $4 and I was like, wait a second.
You should have pulled a Mike Chang.
If I had funds online that I could access
to pull a Mike Chang.
Yeah.
This card gets a good.
How
meta
expensive
rating.
is that thing now?
It doubled.
Wait, really?
It's 800 yen.
Holy sh!
You didn't
The
expect
card's
that?
good. What did you expect? I thought it was
deserves
low at 400.
I mean, like there are runners, like the runner in Terraformers was like 980 for a period of time.
This card's
Yes,
insane.
I just didn't know how to fit it into my meta deck. I don't know.
You just
You
pick
pull
the
the card.
4 worst
make
level
room.
zeros in your deck.
This is how you fit it into your deck. This is how you fit it into your deck. You open packs. You pull the card. You get a sleeve that is identical to the deck that you are going to play.
Oh my god!
And then you put it in the sleeve.
And
And then you
Shut
play a game.
you put it into the deck. This
I
card.
guess I could change Haruna's for it.
This card is heinous. So this card gets the good meta rating. I don't care if the rest of you aren't giving a good meta rating. You are listed for a good meta rating.
This card can be played in anything. Let's just
This card
leave it there.
Abomination.
It doesn't matter what Cinderella Girls deck you play. This isn't even a reason to play like a certain deck in Cinderella Girls. Like this is part of a reason
play
you
the set.
play Cinderella
This
Girls.
card is freaking. It's not even endgame combos. It's level 1 combos as well. It's retarded. Why does it exist?
It's heinous. It is so heinous. Moving on.
I need to drink. This is not good enough.
Hey, look, it's Minami, but not Minami.
Minami, whatever.
Yeah.
Anastasia.
1-0 Anastasia junk rare that you don't want to pull. 1/04K. When Nebula Sky is placed to the Climax zone, I've forgotten what Climax that is. What is it?
It's a book.
Book. Nice. So when Nebula Sky is placed to the Climax zone, if this is in the front row and all your characters are blue, search for a cost 0 or lower music character, put it in any slot on the stage, and shuffle your deck. You know, this sort of effect used to have a pretty significant cost associated with it, but now...
Wait, did it? I mean, like, it existed exactly in Fate Zero with no cost.
Did it?
And Climax
Yeah, on
placement
that 2K1
on
guy,
Caster.
right?
Wasn't that level 0?
Doesn't matter.
No,
you only grabbed one card with that.
Well, sure. Okay. Well, maybe this card is better than I thought it was. Still doesn't look very good.
No, it's not very good. But like, there's only one card you ever grabbed with Caster.
Isn't that Caster also a 2K1?
Yes, which is the worst part of that card. It was on 2K1. I mean, like, but let's be real. The reason why you played that card was because you were playing Red.deck and you didn't have
And
the
you
OG
need to get
Green Akatsuki.
Steno and Uriel.
Yeah, so Theno and Uriel was like the only reason like why that card had ever been played.
Yeah.
And then it also conveniently filled in the blue splash, so you can run the 3/2 heal event. 3/3 heal 3 event. That's right. God, all of these events seem so crap compared to healing magic. It's 3/2 and a heal counter, and it heals 2.
3 heals 3 for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Fate event is 3/3 heal 3. Anyways, this card is, I think, mediocre. Is Nebula Sky a stock soul or a book? Book. Definitely.
It reads, you're not running Triad Primus and Trancing Pulse, so
Yeah,
why bother?
I think that's a problem. This card is niche, I guess.
It's niche. It's really like this Anastasia character.
I mean, even okay, fine. If you're building an, yeah, okay, I guess. But
I mean,
even
as soon
with
as you say if you're
upkeep,
building A, then you're probably already in niche territory.
yeah,
Yeah,
Next.
you wouldn't play this card in a meta blue deck.
Now Encounter of the 3, 1065. At the level, oh my god, there are so many 1065s. This can't attack if the character opposite this is higher level. This card is can't front. Sorry, this card is like not good in this set because you have no way of kind of like playing with level, right?
No, but here's the thing. You don't have another Transcend Pulse level 1.
You do. You have the Rin 1-0.
Yeah,
play both.
you have the Rin, but that's only 4. Yeah, you have to play this as well. So you should play this.
The reason that this is okay, this is not a bad card. It's a niche card because it has now in the name. You need something big to play for your level 1 game that you can reverse stuff off the Karen Climax combo, and this fits the bill.
This feels bad because like this kind of profile is the deadest of draws at level 3.
Yeah, but
That's why you play less of this than the Rin.
Like I can't imagine you putting more than 2 into your deck.
I feel like you might be better off playing the 1/1 Rin Vanilla.
Yeah. I even agree with that. Like, even the vanilla might be better off, just because, like, this card has enough times where I think it's going to be blanked, and this set has no way of, like, interacting with the level requirement. I'm going to just downgrade my voting to bad.
I
Maybe
wouldn't go that far.
Maybe it's a bit too
Still
harsh,
niche.
but, like, I think the sets that have this card profile and it works in are the ones that have, like, the most level shenanigans.
I guess, yeah.
I don't like this card profile, but it's fine. It's like a niche card.
I've played other decks that had this type of effect before, and I've had little to no problems with it, honestly.
Next, lots of text.
Well, okay. I will also add that with this card, right? With that level 1, like you say, like if you draw it at like level 3, then like you're pretty sad. But like the TP deck has a lot of ways at level 3 to pick your hand.
Yeah, but it is definitely like a sad draw.
Yeah.
This is a lot of text. 3/2 2K? Oh man.
Yeah. Wing Slayer.
Wing Slayer, boys.
All of your music characters in front of this get plus 2K, and the following ability: during battles involving this, your opponent cannot play backup from hand. Important, backup does not mean event. Your opponents can still play events from their hands. So.
Looks at Rex.
What?
Rex. You did the card of the day for this.
Did I?
You put counter. Remember?
I'm sorry that I named things different than you guys.
Backup. When this card is placed from hand to stage, look at top 3, choose a card, put one of them in your hand, put the rest in your waiting room. So it cantrips, and it's a ponder. Or I guess more than anticipate. This ability activates up to 3 times per turn. When another one of your characters is placed from waiting room to stage, choose one of your characters, and that character gets +1 soul for the turn. So this is going back to the Ronco changing shenanigans as well.
To a lesser extent, the Ronco, because it's more or less used.
Actually, this is more used to pump the Anastasia.
It's more used with the 3/2 Anya, because the 3/2 Anya from the old set has when you reverse the opponent's character on the turn it came into play, you can pay 2, drop 1, and kill one of your own characters to play either the 1/0 Minami from the set or the 0/0 Minami from the PD to the stage.
So,
and then this would give it a soul.
Yep. This card is meant to, I guess, more interact with those. The plus 2K is really sweet because that's a lot of power. The no backups is really sweet when you're trying to reverse things. It prevents sack counters for most sets. I mean, Index will laugh at you, but like everything else will get frustrated.
Index the one with the dragon counter, right?
Yeah, Dragon Strike is special bullshit.
Ilya stops this. Get wrecked.
Oh yeah, Ilya too. And you do get just straight up blown out by Wingslayer, so...
I don't think Wingslayer is a really big threat here. I think this guy is fine.
If your opponent's playing Wingslayer and this is already on the board, like you're probably gonna lose anyway.
Someone is gonna be at 2/6 going into their turn. They draw their card. It's Wingslayer. They look at your field. They look at Wingslayer. They look at your field again, and then they just slam it on the table. And then
Deramos player takes their Minami, puts it in the waiting room, and then proceeds to take their waiting room, combine it with their deck, put it in their deck box, and walk away from the table.
This card is niche. Oh,
of course.
It's just niche.
It has a bunch of really cool text.
I remember talking about this as a build your own Dudai, and people took me seriously. Which really confused me for a bit. Because this is not a build your own Dudai.
No. This card is very, very niche. It fulfills a very specific role in a very specific deck, but the rest of the effects just aren't good enough to say, I want to run this card.
Yeah.
Okay, my argument against this card is that, like, if you're running Anya as your main finisher, like, on reverse things at level 3 just, like, are in general just not reliable enough, I think. I mean, like, yeah, sure, you have, like, the anti-backup thing, but that doesn't cover everywhere.
Yeah, it also doesn't cover power, even. Like, there are really beefy level 3s out there.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Next up is Rin, Power of Smile.
Oh, here we go. This is the card I literally would not shut up about for a
All right, this has
24 hours.
so much freaking
Can we
text.
ban it? That way we don't have to talk about it.
Well, it's too late. When this card is placed from
ban it.
when this card is placed from hand to stage, draw up to 2 cards, discard 2 cards from your hand, and put up to 1 card from the top of your library in your stock.
This ability is dumb.
So it's not a cantrip because it does not replace itself, but it is some hilarious hand fixing, and it is actually just a 3/1. When a climax is placed in your climax zone, this gains 1500 power for the turn. Woo! This ability activates up to once per turn. When this attacks, if Triad Primus is in the climax zone, this gains the ability for the turn. Pay 3, ditch a card. This ability activates up to once per turn. When another character attacks, if you have 3 or more other blue characters, you may pay cost, if so stands. So this is a restander that doesn't need to reverse.
It's a higher standard, basically.
It's a restander that can die and restand.
Beautiful.
It's a restander that can attack direct and restand.
As a point of reference, this is way, way better than the old Anya. It really is.
This is like, holy shit. This is my meta rating. Right here.
I would definitely.
Well, this card gets shreked by money counter.
Very
and
hard.
Minami does. Anya stays or whatever.
One gets shreked by money counter.
The other one gets shreked by a sack counter.
Sure, but you can't counter when that card is attacking.
This is true because you have the 3/2 back row. Wait a minute. I messed up somewhere. My logic. Anyways, I think this card is fantastic, actually.
The card is literally
This card's
gross.
stupid. This card is so stupid.
Okay, when you can go into your turn with only 4 cards in your hand before you've drawn for turn. So this, another copy of this, a third copy of this, and the climax, and then get all 3 restands with 7 stock. Like, what? Like, that should not be allowed.
The fact that it's a 3/1 is outrageous. The fact that it doesn't like necessarily minus you on cards to draw 2, ditch 2, and it lets you dig really hard. That's actually really good digging. I mean, like, one of the reasons why like Yami and Ko are so heinous is because they have that draw 2, ditch 1. It's very hard to miss on your climax combo when you get to dig through your entire deck.
Meanwhile, I'm the guy that plays 3 Yamis with 8 cards in deck, and the 2 wins are the last 2 cards.
On the other hand, I'm one of those guys that once made a dude very upset by top decking the climax.
Oh, that happens all the time.
Anyways, this card gets the good rating for me.
I would agree.
I already heard mine.
Any dissenters? Dissenters?
I give good meta.
All right.
This is like the finisher for blue.
Lychee? He might be Beb. I think he's Beb. We'll move on.
Like, what was I gonna say about the card? Like, you okay? I also need to add, because I did bring this up earlier in the video. So the climax for this effect is Triad Primus, which is the same stock soul as the 1/1 Karen global level support. And so if you play the climax, you get to give one of your Rins on reverse deck search, so you can get a discard for the card's ability, while at the same time thinning your deck out so that you can cancel more easily, should your opponent live through this enormous onslaught of
It's also
attacks.
conveniently a level assist, so you actually might just be bigger than them.
And then, like, what else was there?
It's
okay,
a stock
so
soul, right? It's a stock soul?
So, yeah, so
Beautiful.
I said this climax, so the climax is a stock soul, and for that reason, you can start your turn with 7 stock, play all 3 of these, restand with all of them, and then have 2 stock left over to use Hanako, the dog heal counter, that you use your draw 2, drop 2 effect to dig
Fine.
for. So.
Did I tell you how dumb this was?
Yes. This card is dumb. So, moving onward, though.
We get to the next dumb level 3.
All right.
This is a less dumb level 3, but still pretty dumb.
Fumika Project Crone. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may heal. Put the top card of your clock into the waiting room. When Project Crone is put into your climax zone, if this is in your front row, you may choose up to X cards in your opponent's waiting room and return them to your library, where X is the number of characters with Crone in the name. So if you have 5 characters, you shuffle 5 damage back into their deck. It's almost Sengoku, but not quite.
Is your picture updated? Because for me, it's still stuck on now.
No, it's Fumiko.
No.
It's Fumiko from mine.
Cool, Fumi.
Wait, when was it ever on and now?
My thing must have been lagging. It's cool. I'm back
Okay.
and I'm done with food, so I'm gonna stop being disrespectful. This card is cool.
This
I
card's
like this card a lot.
This is obviously mutually exclusive with the previous card.
Based on
Actually-
aesthetics, this is best go. So let's go with that.
The reason I think this card is going to be so strong is because there's no like immediate counter for this outside of you have a free refresh counter that you can use to shuffle your deck so you don't have like a 16 card deck that's entirely free. Like outside of that, there's no real way to play around that, especially if you have a deck that doesn't refresh every other turn, Deramos, Log Horizon, etc.
Animal.
Animal, yes.
Yeah, this card is good. And by good, I mean playable.
I was gonna say playable because, like, if your opponent does know how to play around this, like, get like, as little cards on this deck before you play the Fumiko, this card basically becomes a dead card. Like, it's situational in the sense that your opponent has to screw up really bad. Your opponent
it's not even that they screw up. It's just that like if they have no way to get their deck out,
or if they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, that's why I don't think that. I think
no. Here's the thing. Like a lot of like there's a good number of people that know what they're doing, but you can still not have an out. Like if you have like 6 cards in your deck, no way to mill, and you have to just attack 3 times and end your turn, and the last 3 cards in your deck happen to all not be climaxes, then like it doesn't matter how good of a player you are or how much you know about Project Crone, you're gonna get fucked, and that's why this card is so strong.
I still think it's just a playable.
Oh, you shouldn't have done that in the first place.
I think it is just a playable as well. I think the problem, even if it was like a good card, it runs a level 3 climax combo that heavily conflicts with the previous card.
I want to give the card like good rating because this is the reason you play a Crone deck.
Even if it's the reason you play the Crone deck.
I disagree. I think there's a better card in the Crone deck.
A better card in the Crone deck?
Correct.
Which one, the Yui?
Oh, well, whatever the 2-1's name is.
Yeah, but like I guess. All right, whatever. I think this is like the card you play for the deck that you play the deck for.
This card is unique and got a lot of hype, but I don't think it's as good as people say it is. It can be played around fairly easily, and now that like Fate got its free fresh,
having played against this yesterday against Log Horizon, the deck that literally has both of the counter mechanics, being able to mill like a madman and having a free refresh, and I had success with this card and the deck in general. Like, I just think that like there's just no real like counter. Like you can't you don't know.
Well, money counter is
what
still a
to
real
expect,
counter.
I guess. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, I guess.
Like preventing the damage in the first place is the realest counter because.
But here's the thing though. With like the Yui, or like just you can just side hard enough that your opponent can't even money counter.
Okay,
and
then siding and doing less damage.
And the fact that
the point of like putting the damage back, if you're just siding.
Not if you're siding hard enough.
I mean, like.
No, not if they have level 3s. What are you gonna do? Side for 1/1/1.
If
well, like best case scenario, you can kill them before they're level 3.
Well, best case scenario. That's the best case scenario for literally every deck in the game. You can't use that.
Okay, let me rephrase that then. Best case scenario, you kill them before they hit level 2, and that is entirely possible.
That is almost impossible.
Wait. How are you dealing at least 14 damage?
You have Yui.
What is that somehow manages to get you like an extra, what, 8 damage in? Or let's
The
assume
best case scenario you're
if you-
talking about is a scenario where they will be taking like 5 or 6 damage anyway because their deck is devoid of climaxes and they have very little deck left. And you somehow have 3 of this Fumi while they're at level 1. Are you really arguing that?
I guess.
maybe.
Wait, clearly I am. Clearly I have been.
I feel like that's not a good scenario. I feel like if that was my best case scenario, I believe I'm dead. Like, I don't believe that, like, no matter how much damage I shuffle in, that I'm going to be able to deal enough consistently to win the game from that spot.
Yes, you can get a miracle win by making their deck into like 16 non-climaxes. But that's not going to happen often enough for this to be the reason you play the Crone deck. This is just your quote-unquote finisher that you will hopefully be able to kill your opponent with, assuming they don't cancel and don't have money counter and lots of other things which top decks have. This card is being overrated, but it is really cool and really unique.
Yeah.
I think it's a niche card.
It sure as hell freaked a lot of people out.
Yeah, but people are freaked out by a lot of things in this game.
But people overreacting for it.
Have you met people playing this game? Like, they overreact to literally everything. They thought that the Runko book combo was broken, and that when Ilya got it, that it was broken, despite the fact that the combo sucks a lot.
Did people actually think the Ilya one was broken?
Yes, there was a lot of overreaction, because they're like, it's like Runko, and Runko is good, because there was hype about Runko, even though she's secretly the worst.
Really? Because I thought what everybody was saying was like, oh man, Ronco heals, this doesn't heal, what the fuck?
No, that's not what people were saying. They were just scared of it. It's like, why are you scared? This card isn't good.
Anyways.
People are scared of a lot of things, and this card is like, it's fine. It will do things that will probably scare a lot of people.
People
and
weren't
it might
scared
win
enough
the game
of Yami.
occasionally when they're in a bad position already. But if they're in an even somewhat decent position, this card needs a lot to go right for the game to be won.
People were not scared enough of Yami when she was spoiled. But,
Well, now
They
they
didn't realize how
say that
stupid
she should-
Hexproof is.
oh man, hexproof. Anyways, this card is just a playable for me.
How did you not lose to Log Horizon with this? All they have to do is play the refresh counter, and suddenly all your work's gone for nothing.
Anyways, I don't know what you guys are giving this besides me and SaltHermit over there saying playable.
I've
Right.
got this
Well,
as
we should move on. We
playable,
have
I guess.
27 cards still to go in blue.
We're still like well ahead of the other section in terms of time. Don't worry. 92.
It's cute. Her name is. So I need to catch up. So
That
next
sounds like
card
distress.
is-
This is the card that like makes Duncan sad. It makes
whoops.
Duncan die on the inside.
I skipped ahead too far on that text.
Is this for the
Rena
is this for
Myrock.
the Asterix deck? It's for the Asterix deck, right?
Yes, I don't know.
It's designed for the Asterisk deck.
yeah.
You don't play that in the Asterisk deck.
So this is
Card looks. What does it do?
Rena Myrock. When this is placed from hand to stage, you may heal. When
Yay.
over heartbeat version is in your waiting room and this front attacks, look at top 2, choose 2 of them, put them on the top of your library in any order, and put the rest in the waiting room. So you get to this like siege your triggers.
That's a kind of
Or
cool
you can-
ability that
or you
probably
can
isn't
see what
worth a
the-
slot.
Or you can see what Miku is gonna.
No. You get to see one card that Miku's gonna mill.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is that that's already accomplished by the 1/0 support. So this card is a healer that has an ability that lets you see 2 triggers and forces you to run a climax that has no other relevant interaction in the entire deck.
Well, basically, all it does is stop you from triggering climaxes in the best case. Because this card does not work with the old Miku anyway. Like, it's just a kind of cute effect which makes your triggers slightly better.
It
That's-
stops you from triggering the climaxes by sending them to waiting room, which means that you're still out climaxes.
I thought
Well,
honestly,
it's also soul manipulation because you can like reveal a trigger and a non-trigger, then attack with this for 2.
Yes,
then attack with 1
that
for
it
2.
definitely is. But like, it's not real. It's not going to help you like not quote unquote trigger climaxes because it's still gonna be out.
That's why. Well, you're going to be out of Climax, but you won't have to pay it out, which means your stock is clean, which I think is worthwhile. But I think this card is cute and is a neat effect, but maybe if it was like 2013, I would consider playing this. Right now, I don't think there's real estate where this card is worthwhile.
I think it's pretty bad.
I think it's bad. I don't think the seeding triggers is a strong enough draw to this effect.
Yep, same. I think it's bad.
And just remember, in a set where there are 4-piece Climax combos,
Yeah, can you really afford to run something like this in there?
This is a 1-piece, this only Climax combo.
It's not even Climax combo. It's just like if it's in the way.
This is the only card that like has a meaningful interaction with over Heartbeat version.
Is that actually true? That is
the only card. That is actually true.
That sounds both wrong and terrible. Oh my
god, you're right. That's why Duncan is so dead on the inside. He was like, "Oh, come on, give me a Miku level 1 Climax combo with Heartbeat version," and then they gave Miku a 1-0 Climax combo with Wonder Goes On, and then everybody just like, yeah, it's bad.
Lychee, bad or niche?
Niche.
All right. Cool.
I like the effect too much to call it bad, but I also agree that it's not worth space. Also, there is another interaction with Heartbeat version.
I think it's more the Climax isn't worth running because you could run some Climax combo that's much more meaningful than that.
All right, but next up.
Well, sure, but without the Climax, this card is worthless.
Oh yeah.
Oh
absolutely.
my god, this makes new gen deck.
Without the Climax,
Okay.
run Fumika.
Yeah,
I agree.
Rin New Generations? Reborn New Generations?
I wonder what deck this goes into.
I
don't know. No, it should be Transing Post, guys.
Absolutely. Global 500 to music. Pay 1 when any of your...
Man.
Whenever your characters trigger a Shooting Star Miracle or Dekitake Evo Revo Generation, I'm never going to say that again. I'm not. Just say
Evo Revo. That's what everybody else does.
I'm not even going to say that. I'm going to say that Generation Climax. You may pay costs, so you may pay out that Climax and immediately draw a card. What are the Climax triggers on Shooting Star and...
Shooting Star Miracle is a red Stock Soul.
Kiseki is red Stock Soul, and Evo Revo is a yellow.
So they're both Stock Souls?
No, one's a wind.
Yellow Wind.
Dang, I kind of wish it was like book Stock Soul, but that's fine.
Well, no, that's fine because book means you draw 2, but this is fine. It turns all of your triggers into books.
Yep.
And you get to pay it out. So that's
It also gets your climaxes exactly where they want to be, which in the waiting room because.
You need them there for checking.
Kiseki, the only interactions it has are the waiting room interactions. It doesn't have an on-field I guess if you count this as it has this and it has waiting room interactions, and it does not have any on-field reaction. So it gets you exactly where you want it.
It's really nice playing decks actually that don't have like Climax combos in the traditional sense because it means that any Climax you draw, you can just play it.
Yeah.
That's like one of the nice things about playing Index is like, drew a Climax, just play it.
And then you get Triad Primus, which has double Climax combo on one Climax, double Climax combo on another Climax, and a third interaction that involves both Climaxes being in the waiting room.
Anyways, This card gets a niche rating for me, but this is definitely one of the draws to playing that new generation deck, I think. Like, this card is honestly good enough to be one of the draws.
I think this is new gen good.
So I'm still going to put you down for niche.
Niche is... New gen good is basically niche because new gen, I hate the deck.
Hate the deck because it plays bad, or hate the deck because you hate the characters?
Hate the deck because it plays bad.
All right, there we go.
It gets its stuff done, and then after it's done all its stuff, you're like, wait, was that it?
Was it worth it?
You sure there was more?
You're like, I got the full combo. Oh, they're not dead. Is that it? Am I dead? Oh shit.
All right, so Managing Director Mishiro, Mastermind of Crone. She counts as Crone for anything that checks for Crone. 0/0/1500 power. At the start of your opponent's draw phase, you may give a music character +1k, pay 1, clock yourself, rest this. Oh, it's Taketsubo.
It's Taketsubo for Crone.
Well, you're definitely running this in Crone. I don't know what to
Crone
say.
doesn't have a plussing Climax combo, so it has to use this and the Frederica Brainstorm.
I mean, like, this is pretty sweet, honestly. Like, Takatsubo was fine. I mean, this is a playable card.
And remember, it counts as
sorry. Crone, niche.
It's niche.
Oh, niche.
Yeah.
But good card.
It's
good card, definitely.
It's a playable niche card. I actually don't like the assign 1000 on opponent's draw step effects.
Why?
At level 0. At level 0. On level 0s. The plus 1000 is like a little bit easier to play around.
The thing is that with this deck, like, you're pretty much sitting on one of these and one Frederica until you hit level 2 or above, and you start dropping Yuis.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely just more of a stopgap measure than like something you want to keep in the back row.
I mean, like having like a full wall of like 7k plus Shuko costless is pretty good. So.
Next up is a Anastasia.
So, Project Crone Anastasia. She is a 0/02k. If there are 2 or fewer cards in your stock, it gains 1/5, so it's a 3/5. And sack it. When another music character is front attacked, you may pay cost, which is sacking it. If so, choose a character battling, and that character gains 1k.
Wasn't there a double rare that like also has the same plus 1500 power with 2 or fewer stock that was less good than this?
Yeah, that was the Kaede, and it was the center runner.
Oh, yeah, this is better than that.
Yeah.
So?
I think so.
Do you think
I just
so?
I just like run. I just like run because it's run. So
I mean, I'm not running either of them. Let me be honest.
No. The other card just saves itself, whereas this card does not. This card gets bombed.
This card maybe says something else, but most of the time I might just be sacking it for the sake of sacking it.
1k never saves anything. I know from experience.
I regardless, like, the card is like playable at best and useless at worst. No.
I think it's just worse than the runner.
You think so?
The runner, yeah, I think so.
I think it's worse than the runner.
I feel like there are circumstances.
No, the half runner always survives. That's the thing. It never dies unless your opponent has a like the top decker. What's her name?
But they can just commit 2 cards in the field and kill it.
If they have like that Monaco, or they have like
bombs.
Anti-runner stock suicide. They would have to be anti-runner stock suicider or anti-runner suicide.
Well, you are talking about like.
Well, okay, that's even better because in that case, Anastasia dies as well, and they just committed 2 cards to the field, which you get to kill for free.
Sure, I guess.
That card is definitely better than this Anastasia, I think.
I don't know where I put this.
I don't think it's good at all. It's a 3/5.
I put it in niche. I put it in niche because it's basically your level 0 game for the Crone deck.
Sure.
Yeah,
that might be enough of a reason to put into the deck just because of Crone, and you want to keep that as mono Crone as possible.
I agree. That is the reason. You play this because it's Crone.
Agreed.
Next.
Yep. Next card is.
This literally screams niche.
Yeah, Karen, Encounter of the 3. If all of your characters have Rin now or Karen, this gains 2. Why do you print cards like this? What is the point?
For that TP deck.
Look at the name of the card.
Well, no, that's the obvious reason you print it, but why? Like, there's no creativity to be had here. It's obvious where this card goes.
I'm just moving on, honestly.
It's a niche card.
Did we get niche across the board?
Yeah, we did.
Oh my gosh.
I definitely
have a moral objection to cards like this.
I definitely just put niche and said moving on.
This is like whatever, again.
Sioko? How do you pronounce that?
Shoko.
What?
Shoko?
You missed.
Wait, no, we're in blue. It's Shuko because there actually is a character named Shoko in yellow, and this one's Shuko.
Shuko?
Yeah.
You missed.
Pretend the Y is an E.
Is this the Rena?
Yeah.
We're
on the Rena though.
Rena, do what you should do now. It's a 0/025. When this attacks, choose another character. That character gains X power, where X is 500 times your other music characters. I have never found room for a card like this in a modern deck.
Yeah, I think your level 0
and this is also Deramos. So you really don't have room for level.
I don't think you have space for
Yeah,
this.
you have no room for this. Like, there was a deck list that won in Japan. Like, was it a few days ago that ran?
We're talking about
this?
Wait, what about Harna though? Like, Dex ran Harna too.
I mean, yeah, the guy chose to run this over the Haruna. I'm not sure. I mean,
I
yeah,
I would rather run the Harna.
yeah. I would rather run the Haruna too, but
So I think this
some
card
people
gets
some people prefer like
Bad.
it's plus 50. It's a plus 500 because was it this one? It can boost the character plus 2k.
I guess it.
The Haruna only 15, right?
I guess this is niche, because I guess there might be a deck that would rather have this, but I just like I don't think you have space for this ever.
Nah, yeah, I don't think so.
I'm gonna.
Oh,
give
no
it
wonder.
niche.
Heart of the Cards actually has her name as Shoko. That's wrong.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna give this card a niche.
Yeah.
I just don't really like the card. I'm gonna give it bad.
Lychee.
I don't like this card. It's niche.
God damn it!
You got baited, dude.
I got baited so hard. How would you do this to me?
Bait.
See me in Melty.
You're sure. Fuck it.
Okay, so this is Shuko, not Shoko. Heart of the Cards, please. So yeah, it's basically the main level 1 that you're playing in the Project Crone deck. It has Hand Encore, and then at the start of either player's attack phase, if you have the Project Crone book Climax in your waiting room, it gets a pretty fat buff up to 6,500 power. Hopefully it'll make it that far to not die to Wing Slayer. So
Dice to Wing Slayer.
yeah,
Dice to Wing Slayer.
dice to Wing Slayer.
1-0-6-5 Hand Encore. Pretty sweet.
It is pretty sweet.
It is.
And then, like, considering that you're also going to have or ideally you have your Frederica assist Brainstorm in the back row, buffing it up to 7k, and you also have a potential Mishiro to buff it up even further.
It's pretty sweet. This card is playable.
Yeah,
Well,
in a deck
it's
where
niche.
you're playing...
It has to be niche because of the
It's niche,
requirements,
it's
but
niche.
like this card definitely goes into that niche deck as an auto 4 of.
This is like the niche plus. In a deck where you're playing a crap ton of Project Crone cards because you need the name, and you're going to have a lot of like extra zeros in your hand, like a lot of extra Frederica Brainstorms, a lot of extra Mishiro, Takitsubo clones that you don't need. This is the perfect way to just get rid of those and keep creating 1-0-6-5s.
Okay.
Yeah.
Save this and move on to number 99.
99.
Oh, it's this gimmicky Climax. Oh my god.
I don't like this card.
Yeah, I don't like this card either.
So this is the Ronko. It's a Climax combo with a stock soul. When you play it, if this is in the front row, you can pay 1, rest one of your standing music characters. If you do, you get to search your deck for either Minami, which is a 1/1, 1/1 5k, and its effect is at the start of either player's attack phase. If you have Under the Sky in your waiting room, it gets a 3k buff until the end of the turn, so it becomes 8k. Or you can search for Anya, which is another 1/1, which is global 1k to all Ronkos, Anyas, and Minamis. And at the start of either player's attack step, if you have Under the Sky in your waiting room, you get to choose a character and give it Hano. So that's, and then you get to play it to stage.
This is a pay 1, rest 1 plus though. On Climax placement.
With stock soul, so it's
This is
not like super terrible. I just don't think the candidates are super amazing.
Yeah, I think the targets are rather weak, but it is still a pay 1 plus. That said, if you're in blue, you're probably going to be running whatever.
I'd rather run Minami, right?
You play Minami over this, I'd say.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, I mean, you need to spend that,
as I was building, because I have my Ronko deck already, and
Sure.
even as I was building my Ronko deck, I am running a lot of Ronkos and Minamis and Anyas, and I considered putting this combo in it, and I just felt like my back row space is much better invested towards having the level 0 assist that gives Encore to anything that pops out of waiting room, and then the other back row would be a Brainstorm. So that was just my line of thought on that.
That makes sense.
I didn't feel this was worth running.
I feel like this card gets a niche rating for me, but
this
niche might be a little bit too good.
This card gets an anti-waifu rating because I saw this and I got baited into thinking there was another card I could put in a Ronko waifu deck, and then I read the effect and I was like, God damn.
Again, by default, if your waifu deck isn't mono waifu, you fucked up.
That's why like this card just like crushed my dreams.
You can play it anyway.
My Roach deck is mono waifu. Get on my level, son.
105k. Play it anyway.
It's a pretty good win.
Anyways,
I'll just stick to playing 108Ks with Hand Encore.
No, but you need more than just that.
Nah.
You need the power of +2 souls.
It's a 1055.
Hey, I can play +2 soul. Ronco got a go in Climax box topper from the first set when they reprinted it. And that's a +2 soul, and it has Ronco on it, so we good to go.
Oh man. All right.
Waifu sucks. Let's move on. Rin, treble feelings.
Wow,
1055.
Another 1065. Aw, yeah.
No,
if this is reversed, it can't be encored. That's it. It's literally just a 1065.
This is like my favorite 1065 so far.
Yeah. The bottom deck thing is literally like you can just ignore it. Yeah.
Here's the best part about bottom decking this: you never refresh on not a Climax because it was the bottom card of your deck, and you never get sad because of that.
You are searching your deck a lot though with the TP deck. Like if you hit a Brainstorm or you play a stock soul combo
Then
with
you
a
could
1/1
end up
Karen.
being sad again, and I'll be sad then. But like,
Hey, but then what you do is you search this card and then you play it,
and then
and
you're
gets
free from
reversed,
sadness.
and then you bottom him deck it again.
So I think
I mean, all this really...
and then your bottom deck refresh turns into a not bottom deck refresh cancel thing. Yeah.
this card gets the playable rating.
Oh, it's a high playable. All this really does is stop it from being encored. That's literally it.
Which is really not that important, assuming it just like stays alive. And if you stick the center slot, that's a 108k. So let's just think about that for a second. Like that's pretty strong.
108k is pretty big. Next,
Yeah, it's this.
This is the one I just talked about. So it's global 1k to Minami's, Tanya's, Bronco, and then at start of attack phase, if you have Under the Sky and Waiting Room, you get to give a character Hand Encore.
It's basically the same with the Anzu. It's just you.
It's definitely better than the Minami, but I'm not.
I guess
I gave my reasoning as to why already.
I guess it gets a niche rating. It is very niche.
The Minami's also a 1/1.
Minami's also a 1/1 higher than vanilla conditionally that does nothing else.
Next. She doesn't look like an idol.
This is okay actually.
This just makes like the Sasha card from Attack on Titan like
Cry.
Yeah, because like Sasha's like
That's just a rare.
What? But that one's a Clock Encore.
Yeah, that one is a clock.
Yeah. That one Encore is probably better than Hand Encore.
I don't think
in
so.
that context.
I'm actually more biased towards like Hand Encore specifically in decks that can generate like a crap ton of pan advantage, which would be a deck like
Attack on Titan can't do that. Attack on Titan can't do that.
Yeah. Attack on Titan would prefer to have the clock on.
Yep.
But in a deck like this, where
you're probably
what deck do you play this in? What deck do you play this in?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem for me.
Yeah, that is the only problem.
That's a big problem though.
The only problem is the biggest problem that stops this from being good.
The only problem is that it's unplayable because you can't put it into any deck. Whoops. The card still gets a playable rating for me. If you do manage to find a slot for it in a mono blue deck, go for it. But I don't see you putting this into a deck. I don't see you having the slots at level 1 for it. Maybe a 1 of if you're terrified of the 1/1s antis cost 0 cards.
Well, okay, so you were saying earlier like you would rather play a 1/1 Rin vanilla over the 1/0 now. You could play this and just not let it sit in center slot because like the center slot you want to give the 1k buff to a Rin Karen now. So you could play this.
I guess.
Oh,
that is what was said earlier, right?
All right, but I was talking about that card in the context of getting it to be buffed by the 1/1.
Oh, is that what? Okay.
Yeah. And this is 7/5 Encore.
And you just like the downside that much?
What do you mean?
Of the 1/0 now, the can't front into higher level.
I dislike that downside a lot. I really do.
I have been burned by that ability a lot. And by a lot, I mean because To Love Your Aliens is not a great deck.
I enjoyed playing it in my short time playing it at Desu one time when I borrowed.
It's true though. That deck is definitely like not my favorite of the two lever decks. This card still gets a playable rating for me. It is playable. It's just I don't see you having the slots for it.
Let me rephrase. The Lala Brainstorm is garbage. That's all I really need to say. But this card it's fine. I think it's perfectly playable. I just don't know if you would play it.
That is.
This is like it's like playable minus. I mean, like we've been doing that all night.
When I make this program, there will be minuses, I guess, and pluses.
Right.
Yoro, next.
Arena practicing, so it's a 2/1 4K.
This card's funny.
Assist 500. Oh, this card is funny, but it's not good.
This card's funny. The last effect is what makes it funny.
It's when Wonder goes on, it's placed to your Climax zone. So that's the
Okay, let's ignore that part. No one's ever gonna play that card.
I think this is actually a perfectly reasonable Climax combo effect, but whatever.
What yellow character are you going to have?
At the start of your opponent's attack phase, you may choose one of your abuser characters and move it to an empty slot in the front row with the character opposite. So yeah, this turns all your characters into interceptor type thingies.
Yeah, you can turn one of your characters into a chaser for the turn. So yeah.
But you need an empty slot, which is not necessarily optimal.
Yeah.
Hey man, your 1/0 Miku is a cost 1 suicider, so you're gonna have an empty slot, Kappa.
This is so much worse than a field. So much worse. Shouldn't even use them in the same sentence. I mean, this card is whatever.
Yep.
It's niche.
The card is niche. It's not as bad as the Miku to make it bad because the third effect is actually kind of relevant, and I
don't know how relevant it really is because whatever they commit to that empty row in the first place, they probably didn't care about much. So all it really does is quote unquote save a character, but that's not even necessarily the case.
Yeah. This
okay,
card
if
is.
I have,
yeah.
well, here's the thing though. So like, if you have one open slot and you're against Nisekoi, like, Marika ain't doing shit.
Okay, but Marika still burns.
Or like anything that's like on reverse, really.
Still burns.
Sure, I guess.
I mean,
I guess it's better than I'm giving it credit for. I'll put it as playable.
put as playable. God damn it! I hate all of you. I'm still giving it niche.
I'll put it at playable.
It does stop on reverse stuff, but I mean, what finishes are even on reverse these days?
Or how about this? Let's not use it to avoid the on reverse Climax combo. Let's use this to avoid the Uzuki.
Sure.
This is like literally the one card that avoids the Uzuki.
Or just level zeros in general.
I skipped too far.
Well, you get what I mean.
It's this card.
Oh, hey, all right, here we go. All right, William, are you ready?
All right, go.
You ready to hate your life?
Sure, make me hate me.
All right, so let's start with the second effect, since I know that one will piss off Will.
Oh,
when this
absolutely.
attacks,
Let's go.
if it attacks into a level 3 or higher character, then she gets plus 4,500 power, and if she reverses that level 3, then she gets to bottom deck it.
All right, off to a bad start.
And then Climax combo with the Pants Trancing Pulse. On attack, she gets an additional 2k power, and also gains on reverse, you get to draw a card. So
this is infinitely more playable than the other 2/1.
So if you have this and the Climax, then you have a 2/1. If I'm doing my math right, this is 14/5. If you have the global level support and brainstorm setup, 15/5. If it's in center slot, 16/5 on reverse.
Wait,
of a
if you have the level
3.
support setup, it's 16.
Why?
14 plus 1,000 because this is level 2.
Yeah. So okay. So
14/5.
You had 45. So that's 11/5. You had 2k. That's 13/5. You had the Climax. That's 14/5. Level support makes it 15/5.
Yeah, 16.
And then the brainstorm gives 1k center.
Oh, is it 1k center? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
No.
Are you guys done? Because I played my sack counter and you attacked and I cancelled and whatever.
We moved on with our life.
Hey, if you want to pay the stock for that sat counter,
Anyways,
go.
this card is way better than the other 2-1. Way better. I still don't like the profile, but it also has the added bonus of not taking up deck space. A Climax combos with a Climax that's already in your deck.
And it's now, so I'm going to be playing it basically no matter what.
This is honestly, like, I usually give this profile a bad on principle, but this is actually playable.
It's a niche card. I'm like, whatever.
Because, like, at least, like, I can see me just playing this at level 2 and just saying, fuck it, I have the Climax, let's just go reverse some things and maybe draw a card. Not awful.
I mean, the best thing that this card is going to do is kill an advanced summon and make sure it doesn't come back. And, like, that's fine. But a lot of advanced summons, if you have the Climax combo, sure. But, like, if you,
Does Transient Pulse combo with anything at level 3?
No. The other 2 combos are both waiting room. And one of them is not. Cool. One of them is not good.
Yeah, that's
the other one is a counter.
That's enough to get me playable for Transient Pulse here on this one, because it is something that you can Climax combo with at level 2 if you have nothing better to do.
Robot? Hello?
Hello?
It's phasing out pretty badly. It's not just me, is it?
Hello?
I heard the robot.
That's interesting, because, like...
Beep, 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 beep.
Beep. That's interesting, because, like, I don't think I'm having problems on my end, and I'm also getting you guys in clearly.
Now you're pretty good.
You're not having problems. Yeah, you're fine now. I think you guys are talking too highly about this card. It's fine. Like,
I'm still saying...
It's a 2-1.
It's just playable for me. It's not better than playable.
I'm biased because it's now, so...
Yeah, that's why I'm ignoring you.
The time is now.
I don't know.
It's playable. I think it's playable.
Playable? I'm thinking playable. I think it's actually playable. Even on the merits of the first effect, I think it's almost playable.
I'm actually playing this. I'm actually playing this as my second Climax combo in my Ronco deck. Like, this is the other combo.
It doesn't take up deck building space. That's the only reason why I think it's playable. Because Transient Pulse is already one of the Climaxes you're running.
This.
Some of these faces, though, I just don't understand. Karen...
Well, welcome to the card I keep mistaking for the other level 0 Karen.
Karen, same graduating class back in middle school. 00500. Assist.
What is this card?
Whenever you trigger a Climax card, you may discard a card and then draw a card.
If you put it in the center front row slot, it gets buffed by the Brainstorm.
This could have been pay 1, draw a card.
That exists already.
They gave that to the other one. Hey, man, that may exist already, but there are also like 1,000,1065s in this set.
I don't understand.
You've got enough BS.
You're
like,
better.
You don't need more.
You're better than Madoka Rebellion, which had a vanilla counter in every color. A vanilla 1-0 counter in every color.
I wish I could get a vanilla 1-0 counter in Angel Beats already.
Anyways, this card is...
Just one. Any one.
This card is... I think this is worse than the one that you can pay 1 to draw a card, so I'm going to say this is bad.
I don't even think this goes into Triad Primus deck.
It doesn't. I don't play it. I have... And every single person that I've helped with building the deck, I was just like, yeah, nope.
It doesn't seem like it has a place.
Don't do it.
This is a Ronco.
He's gathering energy. Spirit Bomb time. When this direct attacks, choose another character. That character gains 1/5, and 1 cost. When damage dealt by this is cancelled, you may pay 1. If so, draw a card.
No. No, I don't run this.
It's fine. I think it's fine.
I don't
The
think...
effects are perfectly reasonable.
I think that this, like, the cancelled pay 1 draw 1 is very, like, last year, kind of.
Yeah, but you have to remember that also,
yeah.
The fact that you're direct attacking makes it easier for that to happen.
But, like...
I mean, it doesn't matter how last year it is. It's a perfectly reasonable effect. Especially when you trigger a double soul, and, like, if it doesn't cancel, okay, you just hit them for 4. If it cancels, okay, I'll pay out my Climax and draw 1.
No, dude, you're if you trigger 2 soul, you're hitting them for 5 because that's a direct, or at least it should be a direct attack. Oh wait. I'm thinking of a completely different context. I was also thinking of the context where like because like the deck I was gonna play this in is one that had to come.
So, I think the card is fine. I just don't think you play it. playable, I guess.
I can see it. I can see that. I can see myself playing this.
Playable,
I
I
think
guess.
this is actually playable in a deck.
I just feel like between all the other utility you have, and like at least with like the trigger pay one draw, like I don't really want to run this. But
I think
it's still playable. I'm not gonna say it's not playable.
It's a massive apple.
It's the Minami.
Oh, I like this
Minami,
one.
leader of the Cinderella project. 0/0. If there's a marker under this, it gains 1 level and 1/5 power, so it goes to 3/5 level 1. When this is placed from hand to stage, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a music character, you may put it face down under this as a marker.
I would like to note a key word here is may. So you can just play this and top check, and then you know your trigger.
Oh, that's neat. I didn't think about that. That seems fine.
I don't think I'll play this though.
Seems fine. It seems like a good beater. In the early game, assuming you don't reveal a event or climax, it's fine. And late game, it's a top check with no penalty.
This is my go-to 0 for my side decks that I don't have like multiple copies of certain $25 double R's for.
It's not bad for like a common. It's actually like I think it's very playable. It's not bad.
I'd also like to make note that this is part of an early play condition for level 2 later on.
Sure.
You gotta have this in clock.
Yeah, you need this in clock. It's a vanilla 2/1 8K basically. Like, it's only effective the early play, but I mean like that is something to note about that card.
All right, moving on.
It's not vanilla. That's fine. Minami cheering. If you have one or few other characters, all of your other characters gain 1 level and 1k.
Well,
I was like, I'm done. Get me out of here.
all right, this card is very good. This is the best kind of playable.
I mean, what this card does is it makes your leader of the Cinderella project a 4/5 level 2.
Got there.
Yep.
This is the best kind of playable.
It's niche. I like the previous card better. Haruna, Idol with Glasses. It's a 0/0/25.
I liked the first one better because it's not
Wait.
as reliant on having other cards. Whereas this one,
Oh, I just like copied the
Yes.
wrong text.
This one gives power to another
Is
card,
it-
yeah.
Yeah.
the card that we're currently on, it's literally the index. Like it's like Haruhi and Index where they like time
Oh
machine.
god,
up.
wait a moment. This set has a runner, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Oh
The
god.
set has
Oh
two
god.
runners.
Yes, that's the point.
I do not want to deal with this in a runner.
Anyways,
That's a 3/5 level 1 Miria or
oh, this
Mika?
is
the name?
This is the 0/0
What?
time
It's-
machine.
Rika. From
Oh,
the
are you
first-
talking about the previous card?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the previous card. You play that with the runner, and then you have a 3/5 level 1 that runs in front of everything. Ugh.
You could also have a 4/5 level 1 that can run center.
Well, sure, but that card is easy to play around.
All right, 2, 4, 5. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work. Never mind. All right, ignore me.
This time machine isn't awful.
I think it's pretty bad.
I don't know. It could be way worse,
mean,
but like it's
You can
definitely
play with the Minami, but are you
Yeah.
really going to play these two cards just for the off chance you draw both of them early?
nah.
I
Niche.
don't think it's good enough. Like,
Seems
Bad,
like I
how are
have
you
to go.
going to play it?
bad or
Okay.
niche?
I'd say niche, not bad. But
I can't
You see, you
say
have
it's
to-
bad.
no.
I'm gonna say it's niche.
I'm gonna say niche.
I don't think
You
that
see-
the ability deserves to be bad. It's just.
I think
Dang.
so. It's niche. It's
Dang,
niche.
Rex, this Chokai got uploaded 1 hour.
Where's Chokai? The one.
The one in chat.
Yeah. Dude.
This is the same artist that did the Sendai docu.
This is a vanilla 1500 counter. I'm not even gonna rate it.
Let's just ignore the
Whoa,
dark.
hold on. It's a 1/0 1500 counter
Stop it.
that does not have Rin in the name, which
Stop
there
it.
is a promo that does.
Stop
So
it.
you can actually there's more utility off the promo counter because there are effects that interact with name, like for example the 1/1 event.
Oh
So
my god, Randall, please.
Anyways.
Stop.
what? I'm being serious here. Like the card is like
No,
really worth.
He is correct. He is absolutely correct.
Next up is a Crone character, Kanade. If you have 3 or more other music, this gains 2k when it attacks.
Okay, he's not actually correct. I read the card. It doesn't. It checks for a standing character with the name, which is not as relevant.
This one is whatever. I mean, filler for Crone deck, I guess. Niche.
Kanade Project Crone.
Yeah, niche.
Yeah, it's niche for the Crone deck, of course. Rena, the best team, 1055. Oh, this card sucks.
Oh, this card sucks, yeah. This card's awful.
This card is terrible because not only, like, if you have 2 or more other red and 2 or more other blue characters, this gains 1/5, and it can't side attack. So not only is this bad because it needs a really retarded ability, but it clashes with the or existing Asterix early play, which is red itself, I think.
No, the existing early play is blue.
That's even worse then, because these two can't coexist.
Yeah, you pretty much screw yourself. You either play this or you play the early play. Because if you play the early play, then that means your field is 3 blue, 2 red.
Exactly.
And then...
Oh wait,
no, that's
fine.
fine. No, we're
That's
stupid.
fine. Yeah, we are stupid. Okay, so this card goes in that deck, I guess.
Got that mutual consent.
It's still bad, isn't it?
I still would not play it.
I think it is niche because 107Ks are fine, side attack or not.
Actually, yeah, I call it niche. It's actually not that hard to get a full field or not, or for CG, so it's okay. I don't think it's.
I don't know.
You're just not allowed to play. You're not allowed to play.
Like, if this is niche, this is in the depths of niche. Like
niche with a pinch of salt. Yeah,
this is like down.
I think I'm leaving it bad.
It's the Asterix deck, but you're not allowed to play bombs, which sounds awful.
I think
I'm with
me.
Will on this one. I call it bad.
It stays bad.
Sure.
Here's the other target for the 1-0 Ronco. So
it's just
at the start of the attack phase, if you have attack waiting room, it's plus 3.
A 1/1 AK doesn't seem worth it. Bad. No.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. I guess
you need Climax space for this, and like that Climax combo is just like.
I guess it's still niche. I mean, like if you're running the Climax combo or whatever the interaction.
I would not even run this if I was running that Climax combo. I would just use it to get the 1/1 on you, and I think this card's bad.
Sure. Let me update these ratings. Whoops. Alright. Next time for sure.
X, why is Suyan such a god?
All right.
Is there only one Fumika card? That is so rude.
There is only one Fumika card.
And there's all this crap for like, oh, whatever.
It's fine, she got a sign card.
Sure. Kaede, Mischievous Side, 1165. 2 costs, discard a Koi Kaze from your hand to the waiting room, put this in the waiting room. It's a startup, by the way, so you do it during your main phase. Choose a Kaede Takegaki in your hand and place it in the slot this was in.
Which one's that?
That's the level 3.
This is the level 3 from the first set. 3/2/10K. If this card is center slot, it gets 1K for every other music character you have. And when you take damage during your opponent's turn, then you check the top card of your deck and either leave it on top or mill it.
Oh, this seems really rude.
And for the record, Koi Kaze is a stock soul.
This seems really rude. I'd be tempted.
I don't know about that. That's 3 costs, neg 3 to get it blown back to hand. Sounds good.
Niche. Maybe I'm just like blinded by hilarity, but niche.
Niche. Mike, if you're looking at this, it's niche, okay? Screw your idea.
Mike may like Sayori Hayami, but he is not building Cinderella Girls. I can assure you that.
No, he's not.
I like Sayori Hayami. She's Sayori Hayami. Oh, I could see her.
Yeah, Mike Chang's favorite VA is Sayori Hayami.
Not Mike Chang, the other Mike. Kiam Oet, as you know it.
Oh, him?
Mike Tio.
No, he doesn't exist. He doesn't exist in Foreign anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't exist on Foreign anymore, but...
Sayori Hayami's fine.
Next.
Karen, in order for 3 of us to sing, 2-1. It's a 2-1 4K counter basically. So in the Triad Primus deck, it's a 2-5 counter, and when you use the backup, if you have both named climaxes, so Trancing Pulse and Triad Primus, then you get an additional 1/5 to your battling character. So like I
like
said,
how you're just
4K
queuing it up.
Oh, you know it. I don't. Some things are more obvious than others.
Yeah, this is one of them. It's a definite, like, you play it because it's 4K. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I don't even think 4K matters that much when the only thing you care to counter is in the middle and massive. Whatever. Mizuki, work as an MC, 2-1 4K, gives 1K to all your other blue characters, and tap this at the beginning of your opponent's draw phase. If this is standing, you may pay cost. If you do, choose a character, and that character gains -1 level and 1K.
Beat those
So
pesky,
I was-
That is not a
bombs.
typo. That is actually the effect.
I was really scared because I thought this was just a startup effect, which means you can start avoiding anti-change counters. But then I read it again, and it said at a point where it doesn't actually matter.
Well, it matters.
So-
What if your opponent runs like the 2-1 anti-level bombs?
That actually
That's
is true.
That's the point, because they get minus level on your opponent's turn.
Yeah.
So, oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah, that is true. That does avoid that. I was
And
only
the
thinking-
other like practical that is like the most obvious use, and like in the context of like people are running anti-change counters more than before because well, I mean like they're being printed now, but
anti-change counters don't do anything.
or
to
not
this.
anti-change counters, anti-change suiciders. My bad.
Yeah. There's only a few of them around right now, but yeah, this does get around that, which is really good.
Yeah.
This card
And
gets
then-
a
and
rating
then-
for that though.
And then the other use for this card is basically you have a level 1, you don't want your opponent to side. All right, make it a level 0.
What? How do you make it a level 2?
You make it level 0. I said.
Oh, sure.
Wait, what?
I
You
mean,
can make it so your opponent can't side your crap for perfect damage.
I guess, but
seems very
That's like the
French.
only real other. That's the only other real use I can see out of the card.
Anyways,
This is niche. All right, I'm gonna go order pizza now. I'll be right back.
French card for French uses. Niche.
yeah, I'm down with that. It seems better than it actually is.
It seems pretty
it's
good,
still
actually.
a global one. It's a global 1K support. That's fine.
Alright.
Anastasia 2 as well. 2-1 8K. If the 0/0 marker Minami is in your clock, this gets -1 level in hand.
Do you play this?
Now, what I really want to know is why would you bother with this when there's an existing 1/1 Anastasia 8K?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Wait,
guess it's
what
not
118K?
the one that requires
That's 3K on that's big of a
under my
campaign.
sky to be in the
Oh, the
waiting-
Minami?
Well, I guess
I
you
mean,
could, you could play this in the
You wouldn't play this. You
Triad
wouldn't play
Primus.
this in any. Would you?
You can play this if you're playing a deck that doesn't run that Climax combo.
You could play this in Triad
Sure,
Primus.
Would you play this card in a deck that doesn't run that Climax combo?
I am playing this in a deck that doesn't run that Climax combo. I run it as a 1-of.
That doesn't sound like much of a card. What do you play it for?
For 8K.
I don't think that's good enough for me.
I don't mind 2/1 advanced summons, but I don't know if this card really has that much of a role. You could just play the 1175 Encore and it'll do a similar job. And you wouldn't need to be clocking a specific card either.
That's true.
I just don't know if this card goes. I haven't tried to build the deck. Instinct tells me this card is not fantastic.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same boat. Seems niche at best.
Big niche on my screen from the guy who went to order pizza.
All right, give me a sec. I need to take a card out of my deck. I'm not saying which card it is, but
Is it this one?
maybe.
Next.
Rin, Determination Under the Night Sky, 2275. At the start of any player's attack phase, if Trancing Pulse is in the waiting room, check your top card. If it's a music character, this gains 4/5 to become a 12k.
12, 11.
Uh,
No, 12.
No.
Jeez, I can't math.
3/2 Rin exists. let's stop there.
Yeah, this
Oh,
seems...
but this card can go. This card can be played on the side.
I guess this card seems
Well,
mediocre still.
Well, the thing is that like
even
if you play the 3/2 healer Rin on the side, right? Assuming you have the back row set up, even on the side, it's 11 bucks.
You also get, at least from this, the
Okay,
the
and this is a 14k on the side.
14 on
Kappa.
14. It's 13 on the side, but it also doesn't
14,
heal.
14 because there's a level X effect.
Yeah, wait. 7/5 plus 4/5 equals 12, right?
Correct. And 12 plus 1 is what?
Where's the second one coming from?
Global 1k?
From what?
Oh my god, the 2-1 we just went over. Or
From
No,
global.
no.
Okay, so
Doesn't the 1/1 Trancing Pulse give 1k to everything?
it gives 1k to the 3/2 Rin.
in the center slot.
Only to that
Only
ring.
to that.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
Only
1/1
only
gives
to that ring.
the 1/1 gives global level support if you have the brainstorm, and then it gives global 1k to all copies of the level 3 Trancing Pulse Rin anywhere on the field.
Sure. So this card is bad.
Got there.
We got there.
I agree.
Where's that?
I mean, not that you'd ever play a second rin anyway. If
You know what scared me? What scared me was that was the first card that they revealed that had interaction with Trancing Pulse, and I was praying to God that wasn't the only one.
This card isn't bad in a vacuum. It's fine.
All right, 2/2. If you have 4 more blue characters, 1/2.
They also revealed that 2/2 after they revealed the 3/2 Rin though. So, like, I'm just sitting here like we have this 3/2 Rin. Like, why do I need it?
Fair enough. This Runko isn't terrible.
No, but I wouldn't play it.
So 1/2 8k with 2 soul.
Still wouldn't play it.
Yeah, I don't think I'd run this in any deck because the only deck that wants it already has its
3/2 Rin.
Do I just call this bad?
Oh no, this is a level 1 play.
Yeah, it's a level 1 play.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Did I just call this bad? Nah, it's niche.
It's niche, I think. I don't know what deck would play it, but it seems like it isn't really overlapping with another niche.
Yeah, and the last card in blue.
First stage, 1/1 event.
This card is really good. This card is really good.
You choose a character with either Rin, Now, or Karen and tap it. If you do, search your deck for up to 2 characters, add them to your hand, and then ditch a card.
Red pendant, except searching. So better.
It's the Yami event, but
It's like the Yami event.
Except without
the Yami event isn't even good. People just run it because I don't understand why they think it's so good.
What?
It's whatever.
I run it as a stock out.
I have 2 because it's a stock out.
It's a stock out. It can get you some stuff that makes your already good level 1 lineup just really get the level 1.
You have 4
or just get whatever you want.
And 2 to 3 1/1 supports that you want to play. The stock out argument doesn't really cut it. But this card is fine. It's perfectly playable, but it's
playable.
It's
playable.
It's playable. That's all I want to say.
Card's good. I mean, I'm not good rating, but playable. Good.
Alright, I'm back from ordering pizza. What did I miss?
Event.
What kind of pizza did you get?
Oh, I got a Hawaiian and a Pizza Supreme. I don't know, Pizza Hut.
Hawaiian pizza, man. Rex and I are the same person.
Hawaiian pizza is...
Randall, we got that connection. Anyways, this event, yeah, I'd say it's playable. It's like a 1 to 2.
Yeah.
It's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's nothing. Yeah, it's just normal. Yeah.
It might be overrated because people play the 3 of the 1/1 Yami event and they're like, oh, this is the best card in the deck.
3 is too many.
Yeah, 3 is what are you doing?
I run 2 and then I run 1 of the 002D searcher.
If there's any event, if there's any event in Telever that's a good
there's a
event that gets you
different
card,
event that's busted.
the alien one is good.
The 1/1 Paradise Plan is Harem Plan or whatever. It's pretty good.
Hey,
That card's good.
the 2/3 burn 2 event though.
That card is also pretty good.
Well, burn 1 twice.
But you got the bomb shots, man.
Anyways, that is it for blue.
We still have yellow to go. This will be fun.
Oh my god, it's 3 a.m.
1 more hour. Let's get through this. All right, let's not.
That's optimistic.
1 more hour, dude. We've been doing this one for an hour and a half.
All right, we'll be right back.
All right, it's a good thing I don't have a lot to hype up in yellow. So.